Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and today's breaking tennis story has set the entire WTA world on fire as Coco Gauff calls out Elena Rybakina in a stunning revelation that has left fans absolutely speechless. What started as a subtle post-match comment has exploded into one of the most debated topics of the season, with social media erupting, analysts weighing in, and fans demanding answers about what really happened behind the scenes between these two top players. Coco Gauff, known for her calm, composed presence and respectful approach to the sport, rarely calls out fellow players, but her latest statement has set a new tone, hinting at deeper tension, brewing frustration, and possibly even long-standing disagreements that have now reached a boiling point. The drama began after a high-intensity match where both players delivered powerful baseline exchanges, blistering returns, and nerve-shredding rallies that had tennis lovers glued to their screens. But it wasn't the match itself that shocked the audience. It was Coco Gauff's post-match revelation, a statement so blunt that even veteran reporters were stunned into silence. Coco stated that certain comments and behaviors from Rybakina had been building up for quite some time, and that she finally felt the need to set the record straight. Those words instantly ignited a firestorm online. Fans began speculating whether this had to do with on-court attitude, locker room tension, tournament scheduling, or even fairness in the WTA structure. And as usual, the tennis internet did what it always does best: it dissected every moment, replayed every scene, and analyzed every body language cue between the two stars throughout the season. Sources close to the tour suggest that this tension didn't start yesterday. There have been subtle signals. Their handshake moments always carried a bit of stiffness, their press conferences rarely mentioned each other, and their practice sessions almost never overlapped, unlike other top players who sometimes share courts or exchange friendly gestures. Observers also pointed out that Rybakina's straightforward, sometimes blunt communication style can clash with Coco's calm but emotionally transparent approach. While neither player had publicly criticized the other before, the competitive energy between them has undeniably intensified throughout the season. And with both of them rising as dominant forces in the sport, Coco with her iron mental strength and all-court athleticism, Rybakina with her powerful serves and icy composure, it was only a matter of time before something snapped. During her statement, Coco mentioned that she felt undermined and misrepresented, hinting that something Rybakina said or did behind closed doors triggered her response. Moments later, social media detectives began piecing together tournaments, press interactions, and WTA meeting moments where the two players might have disagreed. Many fans recalled a previous event where Rybakina commented about match scheduling and fairness, indirectly referencing how some players receive more favorable time slots. That comment was widely interpreted as targeting Coco, although Rybakina never mentioned her name. Other fans pointed to tense moments from earlier matches, including a disputed line call where both players exchanged long glares across the court. The rivalry, though often downplayed, may have been simmering longer than most realized. As the story gained momentum, analysts quickly jumped in with deeper interpretations. Some believe Coco's rise in popularity and influence within the sport has created pressure points with players who feel they get less attention despite equal or stronger results. Others think this is simply a clash of personalities, Coco being expressive, relatable, and socially engaged, while Rybakina keeps a minimalistic, cold, and strictly businesslike persona. The tennis community thrives on rivalries, but this one feels different, less about tennis itself and more about communication, respect, and the unspoken dynamics that exist among players who fight week after week for ranking points, trophies, and global spotlight. What shocked fans the most was Coco's tone. She wasn't angry, but she wasn't sugarcoating anything either. She spoke with a rare firmness, emphasizing that she always tries to respect every player but that certain boundaries had been crossed. That sentence alone sent fans into a frenzy. What boundaries? What happened? Why now? Why publicly? Even commentators admitted that this is not a typical Coco move. She usually chooses diplomacy over confrontation. For her to make such a statement indicates that whatever occurred has deeply affected her mindset. And the fact that she chose this moment, at a time when both players are battling for year-end ranking positions and high-stakes tournament results, only adds fuel to the fire. Meanwhile, Rybakina, known for keeping reactions short and unemotional, has remained quiet about the situation. Some fans see that silence as intentional, while others believe she simply doesn't want to escalate the narrative. Still, silence can sometimes speak louder than words, especially when the world is waiting for an answer. The WTA has not commented either, but insiders say that discussions within player groups may already be underway to address the growing tension. Rivalries are natural in sports, but this particular situation has created unusual pressure on both players, especially as the media continues to amplify the story. What makes this revelation even more layered is the contrast in their playing styles, backgrounds, and public personas. Coco Gauff has always embraced transparency, often speaking out on social issues, personal struggles, and the mental challenges of professional tennis. Fans admire her warmth, humor, and relatability. On the other hand, Rybakina has a laser-focused approach, private, composed, rarely emotional. Her fans love her for her calmness, discipline, and effortless power on the court. When two players with such polar opposite energies rise at the same time and frequently cross paths, friction becomes almost inevitable. And now that Coco has spoken openly about her frustrations, the dynamic has changed dramatically. In the aftermath of Coco's revelation, countless tennis legends, former players, and coaches offered their insights. Some praised Coco for being honest, saying the sport needs players who speak their truth instead of hiding everything behind polished PR statements. Others warned that public callouts can intensify divisions within the tour, creating uncomfortable atmospheres in the locker rooms. A few even speculated that this moment could transform the rivalry into one of the most iconic storylines in modern tennis, similar to historic clashes where respect and conflict intertwined, creating unforgettable matches that shaped the sport for generations. But beyond the controversy, fans are now eagerly waiting for the next time Coco Gauff and Elena Rybakina face each other on court. If their matches were intense before, the next one could be explosive, emotionally charged, and scrutinized by millions. Every stare, every gesture, every moment at the net will be magnified. Their rivalry could elevate the sport, inspire massive viewership, and create a new era of compelling narratives within the WTA. Many believe that this tension, if channeled properly, could push both players to new heights, driving them to compete with more fire, strategy, and passion than ever before. As the story continues unfolding, fans remain divided. Some support Coco wholeheartedly, arguing that she has every right to stand up for herself. Others defend Rybakina, saying she was misunderstood or taken out of context. And then there are those who simply want more clarity, to know what was said, what triggered the reaction, and whether the two stars will eventually reconcile or allow this tension to reshape the tour. Coco's revelation has opened a door that cannot be easily closed, and now both players must navigate the situation while maintaining their performance on court. Tennis is not just physical, it is deeply psychological, and such emotional weight can either strengthen or destabilize a player. The coming tournaments will be crucial. Will the tension linger? Will there be a private conversation between them? Will the WTA intervene? Or will the rivalry evolve naturally through the intensity of competition? One thing is certain, the tennis world is watching closely, and every word, action, and result from this point forward will be viewed through the lens of this new conflict. Coco Gauff has spoken her truth, and whether fans agree or disagree, the shockwaves are real. This stunning moment has officially changed the energy around the WTA Tour. It has shown that even athletes who maintain their composure, professionalism, and grace can reach a point where they must address deeper issues. It has reminded fans that behind every forehand, every serve, every victory, and every defeat, there are emotions, frustrations, pressures, and stories that the public never sees. And most importantly, it has reignited the world's love for rivalries, real, raw, human rivalries that push the sport forward. This is Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and this breaking revelation between Coco Gauff and Elena Rybakina will continue to develop in the coming days. Stay tuned for more updates as we follow every angle of this story.